Hey guys, welcome back. On this one, we're gonna work on this 1962 two-door Impala. Don't be confused, this is not mine. That one's mine. We got the old Bomber four-door. But yeah, little project here. It's gonna be a little bit of a challenge. These primer spots have been on this car for a long time. And we gotta try and blend into this paint that is in pretty rough shape. Got a lot of stains in it, a lot of rust that's starting to come up through the paint and staining it some nasty colors here. Now we're not going to go crazy and take care of all this stuff. The guy just wants the primer spots gone and blended in with what's here. Back in the back here, we got the whole back of the car pretty much needs paint, but this is what I'm talking about, is this staining coming through the paint from rust underneath. So I don't know how this is going to turn out. I don't want to paint the whole deck lid. I was hoping just to kind of blend into it. The guy doesn't want that either, but you can see here paint's very thin and just a lot of rust spots coming through from underneath. I may try and run a buffer over the hood and trunk lid and any panel that I'm going to be painting. And my biggest concern is whatever's on this car for paint is not very shiny. I know they got some satin clear that you can tint to or mix a satin with a gloss, and you mix whatever ratio you want to achieve the shine that you want. But we're probably not going to get into that. It's pretty pricey for that system probably. I don't know. So yeah, first off, I think I'm going to try and clean this stuff up best I can. Maybe run a wool pad over this hood, try and get some of this staining off so that we just have a better blend surface. Very nice car though. This is really nice car actually, nice and solid, no rust in it, nice interior. It's even got the 409 in it. Let me pop this hood here. Very nice car. The 409 dual quads on it. Very desirable car. If only it was a bubble top, but it's not. Still very, very nice. I believe this car is going to be going for sale, and that's why he just wants these primer spots touched up. I don't think it's actually air conditioned. Do a little test spot here, see what happens. Keep it close to where we gotta paint just in case. Yeah, so just as I thought, this stuff is coming up from underneath. It's staining the paint from underneath, so no matter what we do, it's not going to come out. So it is what it is, and we'll just kind of blend into what's there. And short of painting the whole car, because it really needs it, that's the best that we can do. Down here we'll blend in pretty good because the paint's actually in pretty decent shape down here. But up on the sun-beaten surfaces, yeah, not so much. So before I go get a pint of Ermine White, that's the color this car is, I might just fool around with spray cans. Try and get this this kind of look on the front here, just so it doesn't look so funny. If I just painted this, you know, with a spray gun and then cleared it, it's really going to stand out. It's not going to look good. So I might just fool around. Like I said, some spray cans. I can always get a activated rattle can clear, go over this, and then polish out the blend. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. We'll see what happens. Alright, I just hit this with some 500. About around like that. I'm going to take a gray Scotch-Brite, go around it a little bit more, and then give it a wash, and I'm going to spray a little bit of Rust-Oleum Farm and Implement paint on it. It's white. I used it on the wheels on my Impala and it matched pretty good. So I'm just going to spray a little bit of corner of the hood here, close the hood down, and see what it looks like. Alright, give this area a little washy poo. Maybe not. Alright, give this area a little wash. Bodywork does not feel that great. Let that flash off. I'll give that a couple coats. Close the hood down and see what that looks like. Back to the drawing board. The Rust-Oleum rattle can didn't look so great. It was a little too bright. Just kind of didn't have enough yellow in it. So I've got some, I think it's Nissan paint left over from a job I did, and it's called Cool Vanilla. Of course that would kick on right now. So yeah, I got this paint here. It's actually Chrysler Cool Vanilla, and that's got a lot of yellow in it. Just looking at it quick, might need a little bit of black. So yeah, I think we can concoct something out of that that'll look okay. Alright, so I dusted on a coat of that Cool Vanilla. I think I'm gonna have to, like I said, I'm gonna have to put a little black in it. But looking better than the Rust-Oleum. You can see it there. This is still wet. It might darken up a little bit once it flashes off, but it's not going to be enough to look decent. So we'll tint it a little bit and go from there. Alright, well this is all I have of that white base coat, and this is reduced, so I don't have a whole lot. So I hope I don't mess it up, because it's not going to take much to tint this. It only needs to go dark. It only needs to go a little darker. Now I know you can't see it, but where I'm stirring this up on the side of the can, I can see it darker than where it was before. So I'm going to try that. See how that looks. So that looks pretty good. I've got this kind of nasty brown color that I painted a car, and I'm gonna get a little creative here, and I think I'm gonna kind of blend this rust in. Into here a little bit. Maybe do a little dabbing around the edges, just so it doesn't look so out of place. If it doesn't look good, can always paint over it. I think I'll have to get some, maybe get some black too, and make some chips in the front of the hood. Kind of make it look like that side. A little. It's like painting happy trees. You can kind of see what this other fender looks like. Well, after some fooling around, this is what we came up with. Worked out pretty good. Mixed up that cool vanilla, added some black, got this color pretty close, and then did our fake chips and rust, and actually looks pretty good. Like I said, short of painting the whole car, that's what I came up with. And I took a picture of it, sent it to the owner of the car, and he loved it. So that's what we're gonna do for the rest of it. We got this spot here, and guys, bright sun. I'll have to close that door down, and either that or I might turn the car around. But yeah, we got the back of the car, a little spot here on this quarter panel. I haven't quite figured out how I'm gonna kind of replicate this stuff. Whether or not I'm going to, I don't know. I just have to fool around with that once I get there. But overall, real happy with how the hood came out. So I don't know, just something to kind of fool around with. Stuff like this is kind of fun for me. I like trying to recreate, you know, old looking paint and stuff like that. So yeah, keep moving on. And I'm going to move on to this section here, and what I'm thinking I'm going to do here is do a reverse roll on this body line and do a little blend up in here. The color's pretty good, so I don't think we have to worry about the door to the fender. If it doesn't look that great, I'll just kick a little color on the door and we'll do a little blend there. So I'm going to start by sanding this up, and we won't go past this body line. I just got some 500 here. Knocked down this primer. Got some runs in it. Now this would not be the correct way to block out primer if you were doing something nice, but for this it'll be just fine. I'm just holding my hand flat, just knocking down all these high spots, and also creating some scratches for some adhesion. There we go, and then I'll just finish this blend area off with the gray Scotch pad and wash it up, and we'll be ready to throw a little color on. We'll let this flash off in between coats, build it up to color, and I'll pull this paper, see what it looks like against the door, and we'll decide if we're going to blend into the door or not. This area doesn't have too much rust and chips in it, being the side of the car, so we won't have to do too much fun little artwork there, but we'll do a little bit around the wheel arch and maybe against the door here, but alright, so I think we're all covered. I'm just going to take a light here and make sure. Yep, looking good. Blend looks good. So pull that paper off. I had to put a little tape down there. It was kind of blowing back behind it, but we'll we'll pull this paper off and see how the butt match looks. Hopefully be good enough. I think I'll put, if you look around here, this is pretty beat up. I think I'll put a couple little road chips and stuff down in here, and maybe a couple little specks of rust, just so it doesn't look so out of place. Alright, so back at it just like we did over on the hood. I'm gonna take a little of this paint here that isn't the greatest looking color on the can, but it looked good on the car I painted. So what I'm doing is I'm taking this kind of paint that's not shook up. I don't know if you can see there. It's kind of got that transparent color to it. I'm just taking a little bit of that and dabbing it on. Gotta kind of find the right texture of the napkin too. If you just put it on like a flat piece and dab it on, it doesn't really look that great. So you kind of crinkle it up and you'll find the right look. And if you don't like what you did, you just take a little white and spray over it, and this is just base coat too, so no harm done. Alright, there we go. Should look good from 10 feet away. Pull this paper off. The underside of this car is really nice. So just went ahead and masked off these wheel wells. I don't know what we got going on here. It's not from us anyway. But yeah. Nothing wrong with that. I just brought this outside, spun it around. But yeah, looks really good. Looks good out in the sun. That's just a shadow there from the garage, but yeah, happy with that. What I'm gonna do back here is I'm gonna go ahead and pull this off, get that off. That's cool. And get this Chevrolet off. And I'll just mask the taillights. What I think I'm gonna do is I might just paint all the way right around inside of here, rather than trying to blend this in. So that's what I'm thinking anyway. Alright, so to get this off and this up in here, we got some access holes up in the trunk, and it's just these 3/8 little nuts. Sometimes these strip on here and you gotta pull up on the emblem on the other side to try and get these off, and hopefully they don't break. Hopefully. Easy. Alright. Alright, all we got left is this guy. And I think he's got a couple pins that go through with a little kind of like a washer that pushes on over them. This is hard to see from the back side because there's really no access holes to get to behind it. So I'm gonna get my head up in there and see if I can see what's going on behind here. This just had little pins pushed through the body panel. At one time it looked like they had a little clip on it. This side's missing, but got it off without breaking it. So but just like the other panels, gonna go ahead and sand this up with some 500. I might actually go ahead and see if I can get these lights out. I think it just make for a nicer job. Alright, we're all taped up here. Now, I just gotta tape that up. But tape it up, wash it, and we'll get some coverage on it. I got a little bit of an idea for this stuff. See how it turns out. Alright, so this color here is gonna be way off. It's just a white I had on the shelf to I don't have enough of the white that I mixed up to match this paint, so I just got some I think it's Nissan color, but it's going to be way off, so I'm just using it to get this primer covered. Alright, moving on. We got the color we mixed up now for the car in the gun, so we'll blend that out into what's there, and then we'll see about kind of mimicking, and then we'll see about what we can do kind of making it look like what's already on the car. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge. Alright, so what I'm thinking here to get these rust looks is I have some really over reduced gold paint, and I'm gonna take a sponge and see what happens. Now I know that looks pretty aggressive, but I'm gonna dust over this with the white again in hopes to kind of, I don't know, just fooling around. But I gotta be careful because I don't have a lot of white left. Now I'm kind of nervous to try anything else because I really don't have any more white paint. But I'm kind of thinking that will be okay. This is a little bit brighter than this. If I had some more paint, I would maybe mix up a little bit of, maybe a touch of red and maybe a little yellow into that white. Try and get this a little bit closer, but I think that's going to have to do. Alright, so I got some really over reduced brown that I mixed in with the white, and I'm just trying to get this color a little bit closer, trying to blend that in. I know it's hard to pick up on camera, but it is what it is. Blended what we could the best. You know, it's really hard to achieve kind of a look like that. But yeah, and throw some clear on it and unmask it and see how she looks. All right. So laid down some clear coat, blended off the edge. This is a 1K clear, so this should, once it dries, it's going to dull up, kind of match what we got going on here. But overall, I think it looks pretty good. I'm going to pull this masking paper, probably pull it outside, check it out. Really not much I can do with it anyway, unless I go order some more paint and concoct a color to match again. So I think this will have to do, and if you ask me, I think it looks pretty good for the rest of the car for what it is. And don't get me wrong, like I said, this is a very nice car. This is original paint on the car, absolutely no rust in it whatsoever. Beautiful car. I almost put those in there. That would not have been good. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and let this dry, and then I'll go ahead and put the tail lights and the trim emblems on, and we'll put it outside and see how it looks. All back together. Looks pretty good. Oop. Look at that. A half-assed job. Alright. Pull this thing outside and see how it really looks. These things have been around for eons. My father made these back when he was in high school working at a upholstery shop. Hang on to those, take good care of them. Okay, outside we go. Here it is outside. You can see everything blends in nice. You can't really tell that there was even a primer spot there. There. And on the back, we'll move to that in a second. But yeah. Short of painting the whole car, this was the best thing I could come up with to make it look like nothing ever happened to it. This is the original paint on the car, like I said, so kind of wanted to keep that on there, and it would have looked funny if I just sprayed, you know, the color code for this car on those areas. It would have stood out would have looked terrible. So this is what I came up with, and I think it looks pretty good. There's that back trunk and the back panel. Everything's blended out nice. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I think that's going to do it for this one, guys. If you haven't, please like, subscribe. You know, hit that button. Doesn't cost you anything. Take a second of your time, and really, I do appreciate it very much. So that's going to do it. See you on the next one.